So Pixar is set to have its very first series appear on Disney Plus in 2025. It's an animated series called Win or Lose. And something very interesting surrounding that series. And what's interesting is that they had a story planned. Well, I'll just pull it up here so you guys can see for yourself. Disney pulls transgender storyline from Pixar's Win or Lose streaming series. This is an exclusive. Well, at the time it was an exclusive from the Hollywood Reporter, but it since has also caught on at Variety. Now, granted, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Deadline, they're all owned by the same company, which is Penske Entertainment. So, not a surprise that Deadline picked it up afterwards. So, the story here is by Pamela McClintock. Pixar's original animated series, Win or Lose, will no longer include a transmission storyline any later episode, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. The series follows a co-ed middle school softball team named the Pickles in the week leading up to their championship game. Each of the 8 episodes center on the off-the-field life of a character and their point of view, whether it be a player, a parent, a coach, or an umpire. Now, a spokesperson for Disney confirmed that the story arc was removed and provided the following statement to the Hollywood Reporter. When it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline. Whoa! Whoa, that is huge coming from Disney. Now, I'm not sure what's going on there, but this totally goes against everything that Disney has done for the last, 10 years, 15 years. Where it's been more about the message rather than entertaining. Now it says here the character's still in the show, but a few lines of dialogue that reference gender identity are being removed. A source close to Win or Lose said the studio made the decision to alter course several months ago. Interesting. Let's see what Variety has to say. It's pretty much the same. In fact, their article says more to come. Let's go over to That Park Place. Disney cancels divisive Pixar content, declares parents prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children. Disney, the same studio behind Lightyear, has cut a pride-related, gender-focused storyline from Pixar's forthcoming series, Win or Lose. In an astounding about-face, the company stated that parents should have the freedom to address such topics with their children when they feel it's appropriate. This move comes as a shock considering that the Walt Disney Company has often embraced identity politics, injecting divisive content into children's programming at nearly every opportunity. Ha! Now, the Hollywood Reporter story goes into the whole issue from 2022 where Disney decided to get, step its toe into the political realm over the infamous Don't Say Gay bill, which there was nothing referencing gay in that bill. In fact, the bill itself just basically said, we don't want kids in kindergarten or 3rd grade to talk about anything surrounding sexuality. But Bob Chapek got pressure from probably middle management within Disney to speak up and say something. And that led to the battle between Disney and Governor Ron DeSantis. And ultimately, Bob Chapek, I'd say it cost him his job as CEO. For Bob Iger had to, step back in and take control, even though I think Bob Iger was still in control all along, my opinion. In fact, over on X, Gary from Nerdrotic said, well, how about that? And it has the quote here from Disney. Now, the comments here, like Valiant Renegade, he hits it perfectly on the head. Nail on the, just perfect. We completely fucked up and lost money, and this is the best way to apologize. This is the best apology you'll get. Yeah, because, ultimately, Disney being a publicly traded company, they have shareholders to answer to. And if the shareholders aren't happy, if the shareholders aren't making money, then I know Bob Iger's, again, retiring in 2026, but Bob Iger may get an early retirement. As CEO, as an executive within Disney, you have a judicial responsibility to your shareholders. They're supporting you by investing in your company. They want to make money. And if you keep going down the road, the same road you've been going down for the last number of years, where your revenues decline, and I'm not talking just, Disney Plus, box office. I'm talking park attendance. I'm talking merchandise. I think the cruise line is still doing pretty well. But even things like ESPN, ABC, which is owned by Disney, if your revenues are declining because people don't like what you're selling, and that stock price is declining, the shareholders aren't going to be happy. And if the shareholders aren't happy, you're going to find yourself out the door. Now, in my opinion, Disney needs to be, we'll just say it needs to be torn down. There's too much rot within Disney. There's too many, what I would call Karens within Disney. And, I'm not saying Walt Disney was a saint, because Walt Disney was not a saint. But it needs to get back to what it was in the very beginnings, in its infancy, when you had classic stories like Snow White, like Dumbo, Fantasia, Beauty and the Beast, where it was family entertainment. Because what they've been putting out lately is not fantasy family entertainment. Now, as for this show might be pretty good for all we know. It might be entertaining. But notice how this happens after we have a election where we have a president coming in, or I should say coming back into power, that doesn't buy into the message. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if this is the beginning of a movement back the other way, or if this is just a blip on the radar, so to speak. But for this to come out, especially after everything surrounding Disney, I mean, you had the Colin Rugg release the infamous Zoom call where the producers were like, yeah, we're still going to put in the messaging. We're just going to do it subtly. Even though we've been told to back off on it, we're still going to do it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I thought this was valuable enough to get this out there, because we need more story-driven content. We need more character-driven content. We don't need the message. And that's what this is about. This is about getting back to a show, an animated series meant for kids, and just being entertaining that kids can watch without having to worry about a message being pushed on them. So I, for one, I'm glad to see that, you know, Disney has pulled back a little bit, but it remains to be seen if it'll continue. So there you have it. My 2 cents. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Do you think this is the beginnings of a sea change, or do you think this is just a blip on the radar? While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. With that, share this video out there with your friends and family. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys